finely milled synthetic sapphire. Hey guys, welcome back. So got another video for y'all talking about new drugstore goodies. So chatting all about e.l.f. stuff today. So got a lot of e.l.f. things in here. Been trying out these goodies, gonna run through them, let you know my thoughts on them, give you some little mini reviews, and just do a new at the drugstore e.l.f. video. So let's get to it. Okay, so jumping right on in with a primer. This is the Poreless Putty Primer Universal Sheer, and it says with hydrating squalene. This perfecting putty primer smooths the skin and preps it with squalene to help moisturize and grip makeup for all day wear. The velvety texture glides over the skin, smoothing over imperfections for a poreless effect. It says apply a thin, even amount to moisturize skin prior to makeup application and let it set for 30 seconds before you apply your foundation. So this is what it looks like. So it's kind of it's a screw top sort of packaging, and this is kind of almost like a balm sort of a situation, but it is in texture. I was trying to think of how to describe this. It is very smoothing in a hydrating way. It really does just kind of, I would say, fill in all the unevenness in the skin, whether that's pores or fine lines, kind of helps to fill that in and create this very smooth surface. So that you have this great canvas for your foundation. So I have this on this side of my face today, and I really do feel like especially pores are minimized where I've used this primer. So I really like this. I mean, I don't get super into different kinds of primers. I use one on the daily, typically an IT Cosmetics one, but as far as like hydrating, pore refining, mattifying, glowing, whatever, all the different kinds of primers, I don't get into those super often, but if I'm looking for a smoothing specifically primer, this is one that I would reach for because I do feel like it really does help fill in all those imperfections and create a nice smooth canvas for your foundation application. As far as longevity, like helping with the longevity of my foundation, I don't notice a huge difference with that. I mean, maybe I just really haven't specifically noticed that for the most part. I would say I mostly noticed just it prepping the skin really nicely and creating a nice smooth canvas for your foundation. Okay, concealer. So I grabbed 2 shades of this because the first one I grabbed was kind of too light. So I got this one next, and I actually used both of them today. So I kind of like them in conjunction. I think they work well together. So this is the Hydrating Camo Concealer, and I have this shade Fair Beige, which is this lighter one, and then Light Peach. So these are the 2 shades I ended up with. It says, camouflage those pesky spots and under eye circles with this high coverage, hydrating, and long wearing concealer. Anything else? To conceal, contour, and highlight, it says, because it has an oversized doe foot applicator. So yeah, I would say those are the main things to say about it. Full coverage satin, it says on the side. Okay, so I will show you this one. This is what the packaging looks like. Cute, and it does have a very large doe foot applicator, kind of like reminiscent of the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. So I mean, you definitely have a humongo applicator, so you can use this for concealing, for, you know, contouring. You could use it in all the ways. Let me show you this other color. So that one is Fair Beige, and this one is the peach color, Light Peach. So this one is a little bit, obviously, more peachy, as the name suggests. I'm kind of really honestly in between these. I'm always looking, for me personally in my skin tone, I'm always looking for a kind of a light pinky concealer, but that's not super white, or not, definitely not a yellow concealer. That does not work for me. Okay, this one is Fair Beige, and this one is the Light Peach. So I kind of use this one in a larger area, and then I apply just a tiny little bit of this in the darkest areas to really kind of pop that. Okay, formula on this concealer, really, really like it. I would say, what do they describe it as? Do they say full? Yeah, they say full coverage satin. I would say yes. Probably I would describe this as a medium to full, is honestly how I would describe it, because I can think of other concealers that would have more coverage than this. But for how hydrating this is, I think it has great coverage, and it's very buildable. You know, of course, any concealer, if you apply too much, it is going to get a cakey look, but I would say this one, you have more playroom with it because of that hydration. It's just not that thick, heavy, super matte formula. This is more of that satin hydrating sort of a formula, so you have a little bit more playtime of how much you can apply. So really pretty. You can see it has kind of a glow to it. I don't notice it. Let me get a mirror. Don't notice it overly setting into fine lines. I mean, I just really don't get this close to look at my face this often. But I mean, if I'm looking closely, yeah, I mean, maybe. But I also used a powder I'll talk about in a second. So when I just have this concealer on, I don't feel like it's going into my fine lines. So I am a huge fan of this concealer. I think if you're looking for kind of medium coverage, medium to full, and more of a hydrating formula, I think you would really like this concealer. It's a good one. Next up, I tried this powder. I almost didn't get this because I honestly was kind of thinking I probably wouldn't like it. I'm just super picky about powders and kind of the way this is described. You know, it was unlikely that I was going to love this, and that is kind of the experience, but I thought I'm gonna try it anyway. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. And it says, want to make your skin look like it's wearing a beauty filter? The silky, weightless texture of this setting powder drapes the skin for a dreamy, blurring, soft focus finish, created with finely milled synthetic sapphire particles to give your skin a soft glow. Helps smooth the appearance of fine lines and blur imperfections, formulated to keep shine at bay and ensure makeup looks and feels fresh throughout the day. Then it says basically, you know, tap off the excess, you swirl it, tap it off, and then apply it. So I got the shade Light. That's what it looks like. The packaging is nice on it because you can kind of open one side and slide the little dealy-do around so you don't get like a ton of product. So I like the packaging on it. Color-wise, this is too yellow for me. I need a pinkier powder. This one is very yellow, so it's kind of a light banana, sort of a powder color is how I would describe it. So this powder, I would say in a nutshell, if you have more normal to dry skin and you are specifically looking for blurring and a glowy sort of looking powder, I do think you would like this. I am more kind of normal to combo. I can definitely get oily in my T-zone. This is way too glowy for me. I mean, I had to put another powder over the top of this because, I mean, when I first apply it, it does have this beautiful glowy sort of a look, but I get shiny very quickly with this powder. And it just really, it's not the right formula for my skin type. It's also not the right color for me. So, I mean, really, I just think I'm not the right match for this powder. We're just not meant to be, you know what I mean? But I think for the right person who's looking for a powder like this, it does execute well what it's talking about. I mean, I think it, as far as blurring, I mean, I don't know. I think it has a pretty soft focus effect. But I can kind of see it. I mean, I applied more underneath my eyes to set the concealer. I don't really love it for setting my under eye concealer, but the rest of the face, I do think you get more of that blurring, soft focus sort of an effect. Yeah, don't love it under the eyes, but as far as the rest of my face, I think if you're looking for a glowy powder and you like that glowy look, especially if you're more dry, I think you would like it. I was seeing some people say that they see little like glitter in it. I'm really trying to look. I'm really not. Well, man, I guess if I really look, I mean, I guess saying those sapphire particles, I mean, gosh, if they are like a glittery sort of a look, they are so finely milled that it is really hard to detect that that's what's happening. So it's not like I look at it and I see shimmer. So it might be there, but it's really, I mean, it's hard for me to see if it is. So yeah, there's my thoughts on that. An eyeshadow primer that I tried out. So I kind of accidentally got this one. I think I was thinking it was going to be clear, but I mean, it says white. So I don't know why I was confused about it because it's a white eye primer. It says white and it is white. So I got that one. And then I also got cream. So let's talk about the cream one. So it says Putty Eye Primer, crease and smudge proof for 12 hours. Amp up your eyeshadow looks with this color intensifying eye putty primer that locks in eyeshadow for 12 hours of crease proof wear, infused with vegan squalene, known to moisturize throughout the day. So I have this on this eye, and then I use my regular Wet n Wild primer on this eye, so you kind of compare. So e.l.f. on this side, Wet n Wild on this side. As far as intensity, I would say they're pretty even. Let me show you the packaging. So it is a little potted sort of a packaging. This is a very dry formula. I mean, that's the main thing I would say about this. Like, it's not creamy feeling, it's just more dry. So I find that when I'm putting this on my eyelid, I'm dabbing it on, because I definitely would not want to rub, because it would drag on my eye. It's just more of a thick formula. So I kind of tap it on. So cream is kind of, you can see it there. It's a little bit deep for my skin tone, but I still can get away with using it. So it's a creamy color. It just has a little bit more color to it than my skin tone. So there is that one, and then white is obviously white. I'll show you a little quick look at it, but it says white, and it's white. It is a white eyeshadow primer, very opaque, but it's just a super dry formula. So I think it depends on what you're looking for in an eyeshadow primer. I mean, I asked Timothy multiple times when I was trying this, I'm like, can you tell the difference between my eyes? Does one look different? He was like, no, they look about the same. So I think as far as wear time and what it does, I think it does work well, because I mean, I love my Wet n Wild primer, and it's holding up the same sort of way as that one. So I think it does the same sort of effect. I think it really does help to hold on the eyeshadow. It's just a little bit dry for me personally. Like I like my Wet n Wild primer that I can get it on my eyes, but then it sets and it seems to lock in my eyeshadow. So I just like the way it feels on my eyes, and I like the application experience of using the Wet n Wild one. But I don't think that this is a bad one. I think it's a good option that does work well, just a drier sort of a formula. And especially by itself, I think it did look a little bit dry on my eyelids. So definitely would not recommend this if you have dry eyelids. But if you have oily lids and you're looking to kind of stamp out that oil and help control it and help your eyeshadow stay longer, I think it works well. And then these little palettes, these are one of my favorite makeup items recently. I've already raved about them a lot. I love these little things. These are awesome. These are the bite-size eyeshadow palettes, and I've got several different colors here. I will go through the different quads with you. So this is what it looks like. Not super fancy packaging, but totally functional. I love that you can quickly see what they are. I love the size of these. They're great for travel, throwing in your purse. They're adorable. They're cute little tiny makeup. So love everything about them, and the quality is just incredible. Once you see these swatches, you will be so impressed. Okay, so first off, this one right here, this is Cream and Sugar. So there's that one. Probably my favorite. Just an awesome neutral palette. So many beautiful colors. I mean, just, well, so many, all four of them. You can make so many pretty eye looks with this. I mean, that is just a classic, great little quad. Next is Pumpkin Pie. Love this one as well. Really like it paired with Cream and Sugar. So it's awesome in that way. This one's a little bit more kind of like bronzy, coppery, beautiful. I like that in these you get mattes and shimmers. The formula is awesome. The mattes are very blendable. The shimmers are super pigmented. So good. These wear well. Hot Jalapeno is this one right here. It's this green sort of a quad. I do have this on my eyes. I also have Pumpkin Pie. I also have a little bit of the Cream and Sugar. So I kind of was like playing with a lot of them, but I really wanted to play with the green shades. So there is that one. Next is kind of a burgundy. This one is Berry Bad. Berry Bad. So there is that one. And we have Truffles. So this one is a little bit deeper, kind of more like smoky, nighttime sort of colors. You've got three mattes there, and then that kind of silvery gunmetal kind of a color. So there is that one. Next we've got, ran out of room, so I had to go on my wrist. Then we've got Rose Water. This one's a really pretty kind of neutral, rosy sort of a quad. And then last up is Carnival Candy. So again, kind of neutral, but then you've got that pop of blue in there. Amazing. I mean, the quality of these, awesome. Price point, awesome. They're like $3. I love everything about these. Amazing formula, super affordable, great for travel. They're cute, they're great. And I've got a couple of these. Already mentioned this in a video. I think I've mentioned both of these in a video. Anyway, these are the liquid glitter eyeshadows, and it says, get an amped up eye look with one swipe glitter coverage formulated for comfortable wear and minimal fallout. This long-lasting opaque liquid eyeshadow delivers high impact multi-dimensional glitters and pearls in a quick Drying Gel Base. So these are tiny, but they have a low price point, so don't mind that at all. These are great too. So I have Flirty Birdie and 24K Gold. So I have a little tiny bit of 24K Gold on my eyes today. So this is a doe foot applicator. That's what it looks like. So short little stubby applicator, but totally works, totally gets the job done. These are a really good dupe of like the Stila Glitter and Glow shadows. I mean, they definitely have glitter in them. So you have to like glitter, which I love. I think they are so fun. If you're looking for a great liquid glitter shadow, these are awesome. You can dab them on your eyes and get a light application, which is what I did today with the 24K Gold, or you can really build them up and get a lot more color to them, but they just catch the light beautifully. This one's definitely more shimmery. This one has a little bit more of a metallic-y base, but then when you apply it lightly, more of that glitter kind of comes out. They are easy to work with. They wear well, beautiful colors. Really like these two. These are a win as well. Which one is my favorite? Probably Flirty Birdie, because I wear those colors a little bit more, but I think they're both beautiful. So Flirty Birdie has more silver glitter, and 24K Gold is more of definitely that golden sort of a glitter. Then on to lip products. So I have several different things to chat with you guys about. So these are the SRSLY Satin Lipsticks. It says this silky smooth satin lipstick will hug the curves of your lips and provide the intense color payoff you need to rock any look. Formulated for comfortable wear. So I got two different colors in these. I like the outside packaging. You can quickly look and see the color that you're gonna get. So this first one is Cream, and then this other one that I got is Taffy. So packaging on these, I honestly really like the packaging because it's just like basic, it's not overly fancy. I mean, it's just plastic cut in different ways to kind of look at, you know, make it look a little bit interesting, but it's also just very functional. I mean, you just kind of like see the working parts of it, but it kind of just works. I mean, you can see the lipstick in it. I mean, it is so like nothing special to it, but I just like it because it's cheap packaging that functionally seems to work well, and it keeps the price of the lipstick low. So I don't mind that at all. So Cream is a very nude sort of a color, and then Taffy is more of a pinky shade. So here they are, Cream and Taffy. Very opaque, really nice color payoff to them. I would say they're a satin, but then they kind of set down a little bit more. So I'd say that they're more kind of like a satin matte. My camera cut me off, but yeah, a satin matte sort of a formula, kind of sets down to have a little bit more of a matte finish than a satin as it's on your lips. Very nice opaque look to it. I would say comfortable if you like a satiny matte sort of formula. I think it is comfortable on the lips. Really the only thing that I noticed about these lipsticks, I like the packaging, I like the price point, I like how they look on the lips, I like the formula. They smell just a little bit chemically. I notice it more with Cream than I do with Taffy, and it's not like overly intense. I especially noticed it when I was applying it. I don't have this on today, but when I wore this, it just has a little bit of a chemically something sort of a scent, so I don't love that about it. Ugh, I really don't like that, but I mean, it's an affordable lipstick that is very pretty. So yeah, this guy right here, this is the Sheer Slick lipstick. I got the color Grapefruit. Cute packaging on this. It says this silky slick lip formula was inspired by the summer days of biting into juicy, delicious fruit. Let this lipstick melt into your lips, leaving you with a sheer wash of color and a smooth, hydrated feel. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's kind of more of a balm sort of a packaging. Cute. You can kind of see through it a little bit. It's kind of a, you know, just sort of a see-through packaging to it. Thought I had something on my forehead. Caught myself in the monitor, but I don't think so. I think we're good. Who knows? Y'all don't care. Okay. This is a shiny sort of a lip product. I wouldn't say this is overly sheer. I mean, I would say it's more kind of glossy and shiny, but I mean, you can see it's got some pigmentation there. If you apply it lightly, you can kind of get more of a sheer application, but I mean, putting it full on, you get good color to it. So I don't know that I would call this full on sheer, but it is a kind of glossy, you know, does kind of look summery, sort of a lip product. It does feel hydrating on the lips. It has a little bit of that slick, kind of almost, I don't want to say greasy because that sounds bad, but it almost gets to that point where it does feel very kind of slick on the lips. I wouldn't say heavy, but you can just kind of really feel that hydration and slickness on your lips. And I would say it is pretty hydrating, but sometimes these sort of hydrating, balmy sort of products can kind of cling to the dry patches, and I was noticing some of that. Does keep around some color, so that's nice. Has a little bit of a staining effect on the lips. I think this is fun for like warm weather, throwing it in your purse, kind of a fresh sort of a look on the lips because it's got that glossiness. I think it's cute for that. And then last up, these two products right here. So first off, this is the Lip Lacquer, and then this is the Lip Plumping Gloss. So different sort of products, but thought I would just talk about them at the same time. I'm wearing the Lip Lacquer in Natural. So it is a doe foot applicator. It is a flat, small doe foot applicator. So that's what that one looks like. Let me get that swatched. So this is a tanny nude sort of a color. Went ahead and swatched the other one. So have that one swatched for you. So tanny nude on that one. And then the Lip Plumping Gloss in Pink Cosmo. So let me show you the swatches of them real quick. So nice tanny nude and kind of a milky, kind of a sheer milky pink kind of a color, but they're both pretty thick. So I think it's more just the nature of that color. It's more of a sheer sort of a color, but I don't necessarily think it's a super sheer formula. Okay, so the Plumping Gloss, so it is a thicker, bigger sort of a packaging, and then a skinny doe foot applicator that's kind of angled is what the applicator looks like on that one. So these are definitely different formulas for sure. So let's talk about the Lip Lacquer first so you can see it on my lips. This is a beautiful, shiny, opaque lacquer sort of a product. It is not sticky. It's more of a smooth feeling on the lips. Really feels nice and hydrating. Love the way it feels on the lips. It feels nice on the lips. It looks nice on the lips. It does have a scent to it, so that's the main thing I notice about this. That I don't mind it, but I wish it's, you know, it's almost like, is this hiding a chemically scent? I don't know, because it's like a strong fragrance to it, but it is a vanilla scent, so I like the scent of it, and I can definitely taste it too. It tastes kind of sweet with a little bit of a chemically undertone to it or something. So that's really the only thing. Like, I don't know what's in here, but it is a pretty formula on the lips. It looks nice. It feels nice. I really do like it. Then this is more of a sticky sort of a gloss. I mean, it definitely has some tackiness to it, but you get that gloss a little bit longer with it. Kind of adheres to the lips a little bit more, but it looks very nice and shiny on the lips. I mean, it just catches the light beautifully, which does make your lips kind of look fuller and plumper because it's so light catching and kind of has that play on light. So beautiful. It does have a cooling and slightly tingly, stingy feel on the lips. I would say it feels more cooling than stingy or tingly, but I do feel that as well. You don't feel it the whole time you're wearing it, but I mean, it definitely, you have that feeling, especially when you first apply it. So know that about it. I like them both. They're different sort of products, but I enjoy them both. Well, thank goodness I just stuck with these products. I almost added in more from another brand to chat about, but this video would have been forever long. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed it anyway. If you stuck around the whole time, I hope it was helpful for you. Please hit a thumbs up if it was. Let me know down below if you've tried any of these products. Let me know your thoughts on them. I would love to hear that. Ask any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!